Hello, hello, Alisa Meredith here, and we are going to be talking today about how to sell digital products that only you can create. So welcome. Let me know where you're watching from in the comments. And also, as always, as we're talking, we like to use real life examples. So throw your ideas in, your questions, and we will help you out. Well, and let me tell you who we is. My guest is Tracie. Tracie Fobes is a blogging coach and host of a Facebook group called Blogger Education Network, How to Blog. I think this is an interesting story. So in 2002, you launched the Penny Pinchin' Mom site, right?
Yes.
And then you started blog coaching and education, and you've been doing that full-time since 2019. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah, cool. All right, so you have a lot to teach us. We have a friend here. For some reason, it's not streaming to LinkedIn. That's too bad. Hello, hello. I hope you'll have some ideas. Glad to have you here from the UK. Thank you very much. Okay, how you doing, Tracie?
I am good. But I was just noticing I don't know if it's all over the States here, but this is not December weather. It's like 70 degrees and my brain is just having a hard time working.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be cold.
Same here. Yeah, it's a little disorienting, but I'll take it. So right before we went live, I said, I'm really excited, like especially excited to talk to you. And I don't want to tell you why until we're live. So the reason why is because I finally got my Pinterest ads course out this week. Yes. And while I was off interviewing, I got an email saying I had made my first sale.
I'm excited for you. Yay!
Thank you. So if you're interested in checking that out, it's a bit.ly link, Alisa-Pinterest-ads. And I'm really excited because we are going to be talking about how to make and sell digital products. And I'm glad to see our friend Brian is back. Good evening. Good evening to you. Let us know if it's warm where you are, because it is crazy warm here. Crazy warm. Okay. So yay, excited. Happy to be able to pick your brain, which is why these shows are so amazing, that and connecting with people. And we have friends here, Dara, we have Baby Moon, and I know that's not your name. I believe your name is Emily, but that's you will always be Phoebe Moon to me. But thank you very much for being here. Let me drop the link in here. So while I'm doing that, let me ask you a question. Okay. You started out with pennypinchandmom.com. You ended up as a blogger. So how did you make that shift from that kind of, I think it was a lifestyle blog, right? To coaching and now products? How do you do that?
Yeah. So I started the blog and it was really to help families learn how to budget and get out of debt and really make the most of their money. That's what my family and I were going through at that time. And I kept having people ask me, can you please help us? We are struggling with trying to get out of debt and all of these issues. And so I started the site, literally had to Google, what is a blog? I had no idea what a blog was. I'd like, a what?
Well, that was way back in the day, right?
Oh,
You're a pretty early adopter.
Oh yeah. I was like on Blogger. Let's just say that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I had no idea what I was doing. Broke my site more times than I care to count. Lots of tears, lots of late nights. About 8 years in, I nearly lost my entire business. I had not properly diversified my income, and Amazon sent me a nice email that said, hey, you're making too much money from us. Guess what? We're cutting your rates. So basically I had to rebuild my business. Basically, I almost lost the whole thing, rebuilt it back up. And in October 2019, I sold that site for 6 figures to an investment company called The Motley Fool. I know most people know what The Motley Fool is. So The Motley Fool bought my site. And part of why I did that was for about a year or two before that happened, I kept having people email me, asking me questions. They're like, hey, you seem to have this thing figured out. Can you help me? And I was helping people. And then everyone's like, well, you should be charging and you should be like really become a blog coach and help people out. And I was like, well, I don't know. And I ended up realizing how much I loved it and how much I enjoyed helping people and answering questions because I lived it. I wasn't somebody who started a blog and 6 months in thought that I knew everything under the sun. Not even close. So anyway, I sold the site and moved completely into coaching, and that's where I'm at today.
Fantastic. And I would like to know if anyone listening has had that issue. You have become an authority by accident, right?
Yes.
And someone tells you, like, you should be making a living off this. And what do you think? What's the first thing you think? I'm not qualified to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The imposter syndrome is a real thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, here I am going in January, I'll have been blogging for 13 years, and I still deal with imposter syndrome. I don't know if it ever goes away.
Yeah, I don't think it does. Yeah, I listened to, there's an NPR story this morning about it, and this lady calls it imposter phenomenon because a syndrome is like a medical term.
Yeah.
And it's something that typically high performers deal with. And they say it gets better the older you get.
Yeah.
Not for me yet either. Not for me yet either. Oh, well. All right. So who do you think? So you went from having that blog to blog coaching to selling digital products.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose that? And who else should consider doing that?
I decided to go the digital product route because I think affiliate marketing is wonderful. And I think that's a great way to make money on your site. But because I had been with Amazon and relied so heavily on them, I learned my lesson that relying so much on your affiliates for all of your income coming into you is really not smart, right? It's okay that that's an aspect of it, or that's one of your methods, but you can't put all your eggs in one type of basket. And so then I realized too that I didn't want to use an ad network, people ad Thrive, media buying those, because I didn't want to have a competing blogger or company show up on my site. Like, why would I want to send them to ABC Blogging Company to learn how to blog when I'm trying to help them?
Yeah.
So I decided not to do that. So I realized I had to find a way other than my time, because I'm only one person, that I could help people. And so it came up that, digital products, I had created some and sold them some on Penny Pension Mom, and they did really well. And I
What
thought,
did you make then? What did you make for that site?
I had budgets, I had debt planners, I had organization planners, I had menu plans, I had all kinds of things to help the person who was frugally minded get through what they needed to. Probably my biggest seller, believe it or not, was a cash envelope template that I sold for $2.99. And I probably sold 10 to 20 of those every day.
Wow.
Just $3 item every day. Yeah.
While you're off doing the dishes, you're making
exactly
money.
Ding, ding, ding on the phone, right?
Nice.
So, but I just realized that, when we're looking at this online business structure, we can't rely solely on one revenue stream. We have to find a way to diversify the income we're earning, so it comes from different methods. Because if one of them happens to dip, let's say that you've got an ad network and your traffic dips, your ad revenue dips too. You've got to have something over here that, okay, that's a dip, but it's not going to destroy my business. I'm not going to be, financially bankrupt, so to speak, just because that one aspect that I had relied on decided to make a change, temporary or permanent. And so that's kind of what led me down that path, was having lived that whole wrong way to do it. I mean, that's the best way I can explain it. I did it wrong. So don't do what I did.
Okay, you heard it here. You heard it here. We don't have to make those mistakes. Tracie made them for us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I just want to say, Brian, this was a low blow. He's heading back to Barcelona next week. So even though it's cold in the UK, we don't feel bad for him because he's going back to Barcelona.
I know.
Oh my goodness. I've never been, but I want to go. Maybe I need to sell some more digital products.
That's it. See?
Okay. Something on your blog caught my attention. It was meant to catch my attention. It was a big banner. Said something about how you increased your digital product sales by more than 65%. What is that all about? Because we need to do that.
Okay. So what I did is I made sure that I was using the right platform. and that my
Or what?
sales were, or my products were appealing. You know, all too often we just slap a product on our site and think it'll sell. And that's not really the way it works. When I created a storefront and it actually looked like someone was shopping, I noticed sales starting to increase because it gave me a much more of a level of professionalism. So that was one piece of it. The other thing that I have done is I've added affiliates. And by having other people promote my products for me and I pay them a percentage of of the sale, they're willing to promote more frequently. I mean, I'm all the time seeing people say, "Oh yeah, Tracie has this course here," and they'll put their affiliate link in there. I'm giving them an incentive to want to promote my product. And so that's how I've done it. And I've also gone in and I have all of my opt-ins on my site are, I have a freebie of some sort. And I would think almost every single one of them leads to a tripwire. And so when they sign up for something, they're instantly given an irresistible, low priced offer for one of my digital products. They almost can't say no to it.
Okay, so if you want to see this, like I saw this and was intrigued, go to Tracie Fobes, that's Tracie with an IE.com, and check it out because you can follow her example and get similar results. Okay, you said a big part of a success was the platform and the way it looked so professional and like a store. Right. What is the platform? Will you tell us?
So yeah, I use Shopify. A lot of bloggers, what they tend to do is they use something called WooCommerce. Now, WooCommerce is a plugin that you can add to any WordPress site. The problem we see with WooCommerce is it takes a lot of resources to run. And those resources, unfortunately, can slow your site, which is a negative user experience. And we all know Google loathes the negative user experience. So if Google sees that, guess what, guys? Those core web vitals we all work so hard to get ranking and things on, they're going to start to go down. So we don't want that to happen. So a lot of people say, well, I'll just do a subdomain and then I won't have it on my regular site. The problem is the subdomain is still on your same server. And so, yes, you have a subdomain in your regular site, they still can slow things down. But putting it on Shopify, so my site's here and Shopify's here. I have it bridged together, but if my site goes down, guess what? My store's still up. I never have to worry my store is going down. So those sales can always happen, even if there's a problem, like not that my site's ever gone down, but I don't have to worry about that. The beautiful thing about Shopify is they have these gorgeous templates.
Oh yeah.
Stores. When you're using some of the other platforms, you're having to build it from scratch, right? And so you're trying to build out what looks like a professional store. And if you're anything like me, you're not a designer, right? You have a product to sell. You have a service to sell. That's what your focus is on, not on all this other design stuff. And that's basically what I've done. So if anybody when you go to my site, if you click on the shop tab, you're going to notice exactly. I didn't do any of that, guys. I literally uploaded a few images and typed some text, and I had those beautiful looking stores. That's all other storefront with all the images and the product displays. It just, when you can have a more professional store where it feels like somebody's shopping, the more likely they're going to be to go through that process. If you think about when you click to buy something on a site and it brings up a weird pop-up or an odd looking screen, your radar goes off that you're not sure you should enter your credit card information. Yeah, when it comes up that it looks like a legitimate store, that level of security increases. And your people who are there considering your product are going to feel more confident going ahead and entering that credit card or connecting to PayPal or however you go ahead and accept that payment. So that makes a huge difference in the ability to increase your sales.
Oh man. All right. I have some more questions because I have a Shopify store, but it's for my art. And I don't want to pay for 2 Shopify subscriptions.
Right.
Is there a way I can use it for my course? Or is that just not good?
Well, the thing is, so you could potentially use that Shopify. The problem is that you can only have one store. So if you have the one store set up for your art and you want to use it for your digital products, that's not going to work because you're going to see the digital products and you're going to see all the art. The same thing with the art people are going to see the digital products. Now,
Yeah.
that being said, I have seen some people that they just call up their thing and they have just some tabs that says, art, and then they have something else that says digital Pinterest products or whatever you're going to be selling. And that differentiates even in that same store. And it doesn't really bother people too much because you're like, okay, I'm here to look at her art. I don't care about her printer stuff. Vice versa. Hey, she's got a Pinterest course, puppy. I want to see where I can find that thing. Sign me up, baby. I'm good to go. So it can work as long as you had it extremely clear in your navigation where you were sending people. And the worst thing that would happen is you do that and it's not converting well. Then what you could do is on your site where you're selling your digital products, you can literally just create a page, a sales page or something like that for your course. And it could link through and they could buy it that way. And then it keeps it separate.
Yeah.
And you're not paying for Shopify twice, but you still can get that high-end look by turning it not into a store for your course, but maybe using the sales page format. Because honestly, on a course, a long sales page will probably do much better than just a small graphic and a short description on what they get.
Yeah.
Because when people are making those investments, especially like we say on a Pinterest ads course, we got to sell them on it. And so we sometimes need that longer copy to get them. So that might be something to consider.
Okay, cool. We have some comments here coming in. Brian is dipping his toe in with Etsy, and we have Phoebe Moon doing the same thing, which is cool. Is Etsy something you can you use that for digital products?
Oh my goodness, absolutely.
Oh, good.
Yes, Etsy is such an amazing, amazing place to go. So the thing is when it comes to Etsy, again, I've been burned too many times. So I wouldn't ever just go 100% only Etsy.
Yeah.
Because if Etsy ups and says something, you can lose it. I have actually seen people that Etsy claims they violate terms, even though, they don't tell them what they did wrong. You know what that's like, right? And they're like, okay, you violated the terms, you're banned for life. And instantly like that, your store shut down. So you have to have a second source. And that happened to one of my coaching clients. And she appealed and she could never get her Etsy store back. But fortunately, she had taken the time and was working on building up her storefront on her site. So she was able to just kind of pick right back up and she did okay. But if you have everything only in Etsy, if Etsy decides that they don't like you for some reason, you're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
So if you're going to use Etsy, I would say at least get some sort of a store on your site as well as your backup so that you don't put all your eggs in Etsy's basket.
Okay, I want to share my link again, not to sell to my friends, but if you check that out, it is just a page on my website. I had it where it had removed all the navigation, so it was a true landing page. I didn't like the way it looked. It felt like I had gotten on a PDF file somehow. So I put that back. The button that you see is from My Little Tree Easy Payments, which you've seen Jillian Leslie on the show before. That is her new product, which allows you to sell products really easily. 2 seconds to set it up. It is incredibly easy. So if you want to see how that looks in the real world, that's what I used. I may try Shopify as well. And now I want to try Etsy. So I'm excited to see that some of our friends are trying this as well. Let's see. Brian's making some sales. Phoebe uses payloads too. Oh, wow. Never heard of that. Okay. Cool. So let's talk about then. We have people here who have great ideas selling things, but what if I'm here and I don't know what to make?
Yeah. That is the one question I get over and again. They're saying, Tracie, you've told me I should do a digital product. I have no flipping clue what to sell. So what I recommend that people do is look at your Google Analytics for your website. What are people visiting the most? Like I said, an article that they're coming and you're getting a ton of traffic to that article. What can you create that relates to that article that might give more information, that might be about an invaluable partner? An extreme example, let's just say that you have a great post on visiting Barcelona. We talked about Barcelona a little bit ago. So what is Barcelona? So we're going to Barcelona. you've got this great freebie that is a quick checklist for traveling to Spain. And you're like, oh my gosh, I want that. That's a great freebie thing. And then you're thinking, okay, but when you get to Spain, how do you plan everything out? What are you supposed to do? What if you created an incredible Spain travel guide that had everything you needed? It could have details about different hotels that you want to stay at and places where then somebody could literally plan their trip. And like they would be able to write down everywhere they're going to stay. Okay, I'm going to go here for my hotel. On day one, I want to see these things. And they could have an itinerary planner. So you can build this whole thing around traveling to Spain. So that's how we look at it, is you have to really analyze that one piece of content to think about, okay, what can make this epic? What goes along with this that provides exceptional value to my reader that makes them want to buy it? I also know people who, like a recipe blogger, if you do recipes, the perfect thing is creating some different ebooks of recipe collections. Yes, I get all those recipes are on your site, but we are I call us a lazy entitled bunch of people because we really want everything handed to us, right?
Yeah.
I could go out and I could look up all 15 recipes on your site. But if I could buy a book that had maybe those 15 plus 5 bonus recipes, I'd be like, girl, I'm all over it.
Well,
So
yeah, we'll pay for that convenience, right? We'll pay for that time saving.
exactly.
Absolutely. Okay, but Tracie, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, the last thing I want to tell people to do is always go look at your competition too. What are they selling? Not that you're going to sell the same thing, but it will give you inspiration. Or they might sell something and in your mind you think, okay, that's a really kind of craptastic product. Maybe I can do something better. So it can maybe take their idea and enhance it.
Okay, that leads me to my next question.
Mhm.
Hasn't somebody already done the recipe book? Hasn't somebody already done the Pinterest ads course?
Oh, yeah.
Why do we need mine too?
Well, how many toilet paper companies are there? How many times does a new toilet paper company come out? They do.
No idea.
And we still buy it, right?
Yeah.
You have like, and honestly, this isn't a real life example. So I have been like a Charmin gal forever, or a Quilt of Northern, whatever. And this new company came out called Fiora, and this was a couple years ago. And I'm like, really? So I'm like, okay, it was on sale at the grocery store. I'm like, I'm gonna try it. Guess what toilet paper I now use almost all the time?
Okay.
Fiora. The point is that just because someone else has done it doesn't mean you can't do it different or you can't do it better or it somehow has a unique spin. Not only that, but people will buy because of you.
Yeah.
They trust you. They know who you are. There might be 75 Pinterest ads courses out there, but I would buy Alisa's because I know Alisa and I trust her. It doesn't matter that there's all these other people doing it. Your trust factor is huge. So the more you have an engaged list, the social media followings and things like that, the more people are going to want to buy from you. Again, it doesn't matter that somebody else has already done something because yours is not exactly the same thing as what that person did. There's something unique that you have done that makes it stand out. And again, but above that, it's just the trust factor.
Okay. This is an interesting thought from Brian. I have a few PDF downloads that are free on my site, but I'm going to start adding them. And I think he means to his Etsy store. I think people will perceive it as more valuable if they have to pay even a small amount.
Absolutely. So this is a real life scenario again for me. So I offer a free discovery call on my site for potential clients. I have people miss that all the time, but the people who sign up and pay me for their calls never miss a call.
Yeah.
So when it's free, there's no value there and they feel like it's okay. It's no big deal. If I don't use it, it was free. But if I had to pay even that $3 I told you guys about with that envelope template, I'm going to use it. So there's nothing wrong with taking something like that and adding a price to it. Because I had my envelope template, I had it for free forever on my site. And then I realized that I should sell that sucker. So what I did is I did like a basic ugly, I'm be honest, it was kind of an ugly, boring, craptastic template that I was like really not proud of. I put that for free and kind of made it so that somebody may want, but they may not. And then I sold the pretty one that was really cool and everything. And so people are like, oh, okay, yeah, free, but I'll pay $3 to get this pretty one that's already set up for me by category. And all I have to do is load some stock paper in, and I'm going to get all 6 envelopes at once. And yeah. So
Okay. Wow.
that's kind of how that goes together.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm loving the conversation that's going on in the chat over here with Phoebe and Brian talking about what they're doing. And I love that Brian is not thinking to himself, oh, but my lead magnets are lead magnets. If I make people pay for them, I'm not going to get the leads. Or so did you have any of that fear when you went from that free template to paid?
I did. I was a little bit concerned about it. But what I found is that I was not only continuing to get the lead, I was now making money on that lead.
Mm-hmm.
So that lead was turning into an instant customer. And so, and where you have the lead, we have to nurture them and build them up through our email list and turn them into a customer. Whereas when I had the lead that led right to this amazing product, I instantly turned that lead into a customer and I didn't have to wait.
Okay. So we need to talk about that. And that you mentioned briefly earlier before about being a tripwire.
Yes.
Okay. So can you lay it out for us step by step how we do it, what we're doing?
Yeah, no problem. So the tripwire is basically, and everyone's probably seen it. You just don't even realize it. It's when you sign up for somebody's email address and you put your name in and you hit the submit button and they pop up this screen and it's like, hey, before you go, take advantage of this amazing offer. You have 20 minutes to snag this and it's my $80 product for $17.99, right? We've seen those. Those are tripwires. The reason tripwires work is, let me backtrack here. To make a tripwire work, what you offer as a tripwire has to be extremely hyper relevant to what they signed up for free. Mm-hmm. So on my other side I sold, I had a budget template, right? I would tripwire, I did never set one up on there, but I would have tripwired that to my entire budget binder system that had everything in it. I would never tripwire my budget to my meal planning system.
Right.
Because it doesn't make sense. So if somebody's already given you their name and email for a freebie, they've already said, hey, I'm interested in this topic. If you say, okay, yeah, that one page you're getting is one page of my 27 binder system. And you have a sales page and it has a big countdown timer that says you have 20 minutes to get this before it goes away. And I take like $47 products, guys, and I sell them for $7. People buy them all the time. It is usually a 75 to 90% discount on your product.
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to get really nitty gritty on this one. How did you have the pop-up appear with the timer?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what I do is I use lead pages.
Okay.
Or you can use anywhere, like if you can create, you can create a page on your site and there's a site plugin. I think it's called Countdown Timer Pro. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I used it, but there are countdown timers you can add to your blog. Okay. So you create this page. Then what you do is you set the timer that it resets for each new visitor, right? With the visitor, like what based on IP address. Okay. You go into your email provider and there should be something that says, once this person confirms or has signed up, what do I want to have happen after they put their address into this form? Yeah. A lot of times it'll just say you send it to a thank you page. It says, oh, let's check your email. Right. You can redirect that to your page on your site.
Oh. You can redirect that in your email service provider?
In your email service provider, right. Oh, you just go in there and it's basically like once they sign up on the form, they hit that submit button. It's like, what happens next? Do they go to a thank you page or do they redirect?
Right.
So instead of sending them to a thank you page, you redirect them to your tripwire page.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very cool. Let us know in the comments if you think you might try it. I think I might try it for my course.
Yeah, I would anxious to see how it works. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, how you make a lot of printables?
Yes.
Is that like the main format that you use?
I do printables and I have books and I have courses. So I have a myriad of digital products. I think all too often when people think digital products, they think only a printable, and it doesn't have to be something that's printed. Now, I've had people who print my books out and read them, which that's fine. I don't really care. That wasn't my intent. But if you want to print it, knock your sweet socks off. But
Yeah.
but digital products, a digital product is technically something that is accessible online, right? There's nothing physical being put in the mail to you. So your digital product could be a course, it could be a book, it could be a printable, it could be a planner, a binder. I see people who do digital artwork, all kinds of things like that. And so that's what a digital product is it's just something that is delivered through a digital medium. And the awesome thing about the digital product is it's something then that your customer gets immediate access to upon purchase. Whereas if I bought some of your artwork, Alisa, I would have to wait for that to arrive in the mail.
Right.
But if I bought your Pinterest course, I would get access to that immediately. So that's kind of the difference in how you differentiate between the two. But yeah, I do a myriad of different things, and everything is, successful in its own right, just depending on how you're analyzing that data.
Very cool. Okay, you got my wheels turning here. So something I wanted to bring out about digital products, and I'm not sure if everybody here knows this, that you can create product pins from digital products. Right? You can set up a shopping feed for digital products. You can become verified with digital products. The only catch is you have to let them know exactly how it will be delivered, how they access the thing. That's all there is to it. So if Pinterest is a good platform for you, keep that in mind when you're selling digital products. Brian is saying that his mom buys knitting and crochet patterns all the time, right?
Exactly.
So he could buy that online and she could have it right away.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, if we're going to make a printable, because I don't know about you, but I feel like that's the easiest thing to do.
It is. It really is. That's where I recommend, if you're new to digital products, start with a printable.
Okay.
Because it's easy to find success.
Yeah. Okay. So you gave us the example of maybe put your best recipes together. Well, that was, yeah. So how you say that it's possible to create a printable in minutes? How do we do that?
Here's what's really interesting. I literally just had emailed Canva like yesterday or the day before. So the timing was really, it was for somebody had emailed me a question, but I'm going to share it with you guys too.
Oh, great. Okay.
So Canva, if you are a pro user, which means you're paying, they have a bazillion templates.
Yes, I do.
On their site. And they're gorgeous.
Yes.
You can't just access a template and print it and then sell it as a product. But if you make changes to their template, colors, fonts, add different logos, different things like that, and you turn it into your own, you could transform their template, the basic gist of what they've got, customization a little bit, download it, sell it.
No way. Canva confirm that you can do that.
I just confirmed that. If you're a pro user, if you're a free user, you cannot.
That is wild. Okay.
Yeah. And another thing I tell people to do is there is another feature. It's called Plr Content, which stands for private label rights. And there are people who sell these products, and it's basically that they've created a printable that they're letting you sell. You don't have to do anything with it except maybe change the name of their company on it. You literally buy it, make 2 tweaks, boom, you're ready to sell.
Okay, tell us again what that's called.
It's called private label rights, or PLR. And there are sites on one of the people I actually coach. She just started a brand new site called plrgal.com and has absolutely gorgeous printables. You buy them. Okay. They're Canva templates. You go into Canva. You make a few edits, change a few colors so it matches your branding, maybe change the font style because it's not the font you want to use. And guess what? Download it as a PDF and you're ready to sell that puppy.
Okay. Why am I not doing this? Why are we not all doing this?
Right?
Okay. Yeah. So my course, I made my slides with Canva. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
When you can use their background remover tool.
Oh my gosh, isn't that the best thing ever? Oh my gosh.
It takes your presentation from here to here. I mean, it looks like you're a designer. It's
Yep.
it's so gorgeous. I like to just go look at them because they're so pretty and it was so easy.
Yeah. Their stuff is just gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we have our product. We talked about where to sell it. So you can sell it on your site. Now here's the challenge that I have, and I think this is what Brian and Phoebe Moon are talking about. Sometimes you have to use something else to help you sell, right? So they're testing out Etsy. What are other ways we can kind of promote this thing, even if our website's not super popular?
All right. So one of the things I like to do is I will take that. Remember that tripwire offer we were talking about?
Yeah.
I'll transform that into just a regular, like limited time offer, and I'll run a Facebook ad to it.
Oh. Is that expensive?
It right now it is. I turned all my ads off because it's it's ridiculous. Like November, December, oh forget it. You know, nobody wants to pay for ads. But come like January, end of February, it starts to even back out again.
Okay.
But yeah, Facebook ads can be amazing because you're literally putting it right in front of people, and you can, just like with our Pinterest stuff, we can highly target. We can make sure that we have these graphics that just jump off the page and make people scrolling want to stop. I mean, we all look at those on Facebook, right? We see those as we're scrolling and we're like, oh my gosh, what's that? So, but Facebook ads can be huge. Another thing that I've seen people do, like I said, the affiliates, I've seen people will allow in some of the Facebook groups kind of promotional thread days. Maybe I'm not big into promotional threads because I feel like they could be a waste. But maybe you can talk to the administrator of a group and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to make you an affiliate for my product. So they get a cut. Can I promote your affiliate link for my product in your group?
Yeah.
And I have people all the time asking me, hey, can I put this in here? And I'm like, sure. Because guess what? Someone buys, I'm making a commission. Yeah. So it still benefits me, but it's also benefiting them. And it's getting the word out and helping them get more sales and find new customers. So,
okay. Would you ever advertise to your free product that has a tripwire behind it, or you go directly to, okay.
Oh my gosh. Yes. That's the other thing. So you can do that ad, the Facebook ad that just goes to just like kind of your tripwire offer, so to speak. Or you can do to the freebie, and then the freebie will do the tripwire. They can both be equally successful. It just depends. A lot of times I find it depends on who you're targeting.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Because like in the B2B market, they're like, oh yeah, that, you know, maybe they don't want the free thing, but they're willing to buy something. Whereas in like just, you know, regular customer, I guess, is it B2C? I think they call it business to customer. A lot of times those people, they're like, yeah, I'll take something free. And then you give them the free thing. And then you're like, oh, here's this beautiful thing you think you need. And then that can convert. Okay. So sometimes it's a matter of running two different ads. You know, one of your ads runs just the regular product, like putting it in front of them at the discount. The other is the freebie lead magnet that runs to the tripwire. Now, the other thing with the tripwire I'd like people to keep in mind is once they sign up, you want to make sure you set it up through your provider that if they did not buy your tripwire, you're going to somehow try to second sell to them through that email. Oh. Now, it may not be at that same super deep discount, but they still might get some sort of a discount. Let's say that your tripwire was $7. As they go through your email, now you have it for 12. So they're still getting a discount. Sometimes people need to be warmed up a little bit. Yeah. But you want to make sure that if they're not buying that tripwire, especially, that you've got some sort of a funnel system in place that's going to offer them a second chance offer in some format where you're basically kind of teaching them, helping them get to know and trust you. Because maybe they didn't buy it because they didn't know you. But after they've gotten, 4 or 5 emails, they're like, oh, Alisa's awesome and she knows what she's talking about. Oh, yeah, I should have bought it at $7. Oh, it's $12. Okay, I'll sell $12. So that kind of a thing.
Do you ever worry about, and I know you have several products, so if you get somebody in with a tripwire and then they buy a very, very highly discounted product, you have other things you can sell them. Mm-hmm. But if you only had one product, let's say a person only had one product.
Mm-hmm.
Do you worry about discounting it too much?
In that case, it just depends on how you're doing it. If I only had one single product, I would not do a tripwire.
Okay.
I would get them to sign up and I would warm them in my list, and then I would give them a discount still in the list, but not a tripwire price discount. I wouldn't do that 60 or 70% off. I would maybe do it 30, 40, maybe even 50% off in that email. Because then you're still getting those funds that you deserve if you only have that one singular product that you're selling.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, you mentioned affiliates are hugely helpful, and I'm sure that I know that is true. Technically speaking, how did you set that up?
Okay, so Shopify has an app that you can add.
Of course.
That in like $5 a month, $10 a month. I don't remember what it is, but you add an app, and then they'll let people sign up, and it'll help them create their affiliate links and all of that. You will have to then at the first of each month push payments out because it doesn't automatically pay your affiliates for you. So you'll have to each month, and it's basically a matter of pushing a few buttons, and it pays them, and it pays them through PayPal. What I use is actually through Thrivecart. So Thrivecart is a shopping cart system, and you can set affiliates up through that.
How many programs are you using?
Oh my gosh. So my courses, and right now my courses are on Teachable, and I'm getting ready to move them all over to Thrivecart because Thrivecart has their own platform now called Learn. And so I'll have Learn, which will be my courses and my shopping cart. And then my shopping cart there, that's what I have for all my affiliates, because I use lead pages to create killer sales pages because I'm like suck at design and all of that. And their sales pages and lead pages are just gorgeous. So I use lead pages. So basically, if someone goes to my site and they click on like a course, they're going to go to my lead pages page. It's going to have this great thing, and then they're going to check out right through there. That pretty sales page is what I want all my affiliates to promote. I want them to promote this thing that's going to get me more sales. I made those same pages then for some of my digital products for those affiliates. So my affiliates didn't have to go to Shopify for one affiliate link and Thrivecart for another. They have one place to go. So I use it to simplify things for my affiliates. And so my Shopify store itself doesn't have affiliates in it, but I have affiliates who can sell my products through sales pages that are on my digital products, if that makes sense.
Wow. Okay.
It took me a really long time to get here. And the simplification of things, when I started out, guys, I didn't use Thrivecart. I had no need to. I literally went 100% Shopify and set it up. Is what I did. And I did affiliates that way.
Yeah. I'm thinking about MileTree Easy Payments, and I have been working with Jillian on getting this ready and getting ready to launch. I think if you created an additional money button, right, which is just your click here to buy, it takes you to a Stripe checkout page. If you had someone who really wanted to be an affiliate, you could just make their own button, and then you can see in the dashboard how many sales came through that, and then pay them out at the end of the month.
I don't know anything about that system, so you have to check into that and see.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
you have to ask Jillian about, the affiliate feature. I do know some people decide they don't want to do a Shopify store and they only have one product, right? I wouldn't do a Shopify store for one product, guys.
Right.
That's just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So in that case, what I would do if I were you is I would make a pretty page on my site, a pretty sales page, something like that. Sign up with Send Owl, like send SEND and owl, like okay. They have a program and it's like $9 a month. You can do affiliates. They give you a special link and everything. So basically you set it all up and you add like a buy button right on your site, and it will pushes them through this whole purchase system, which is still looks legitimate. Still makes them we talked about that comfort level. They still will have the comfort level, but that's what I would do for a single or even like less than 5 products. I would probably just do Send Owl and create my own store on my site, if that makes sense.
Yes, it definitely does. So I drop that link in. That's sendowl.com. I'm also dropping in the milotree.com/easy payments. because you definitely could, like, they don't have an affiliate feature. It's very, very simple. But I think while we were talking, I just figured out, just make an additional money button, assign it to them. You can give it a name.
Yeah,
That should work.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. What if I release this thing and nobody buys it?
You have to realize that we all fall flat on our face from time to time. I can't tell you how many times I have failed. And I think there's a saying, it's better to try and fail than never to try at all. If you try and it goes nowhere, then pull up your big girl panties or your big boy pants, whatever you want to call it. And you're like, okay, what went wrong? Was it my sales page? Is it my product? Is it my layout? Get some feedback from people. I have done so many other beta groups. And what I'll do is I'll go into a Facebook group or I'll email my list and say, hey, I'm looking for a beta group to test whatever my new product is. The first 10 people who respond, here's what I'm looking for. And I'll put them into a Facebook group. And we'll go in and they'll give me all the feedback I need. And we'll do lives and we'll talk and things. And they share with me, well, I didn't buy it because I didn't understand this, or this didn't seem right. And so you can take that feedback directly from the people you're trying to sell to figure out what you did wrong.
Oh, I love that. Okay, great. Brian is surprised he still has a nose, the amount of times he's fallen flat on his face. You were not alone.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So many failures, but that's how we grow. And I almost feel like failure is kind of the calling card of the true entrepreneur, right?
Yes, that's right. It's a battle scar.
That's it. Battle scar. I couldn't think of the right word. My brain is like, got a dog barking.
No. I get it. So. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know of anyone else who does this. I'm sure there are people, but you cover things like legal issues you have to keep in mind with digital products. What do we need to worry about?
So on legal issues, you want to make sure that what you create has a copyright on it. So that, and yes, obviously people can cut your copyright off. Let's just, be honest here. But by putting your copyright, you're claiming ownership, so that can kind of protect you. You also need to make sure you have a complete privacy policy associated with the products you're selling. You need to have a written refund policy that is in place. If it's a digital product, it has to be very clear that there are no refunds and that they get the product immediately upon purchase. So you just need to make sure that legally you have those things done, and that if you're using your site, you've already got those legal policies in place. I literally just kind of copied them and put them on Shopify. They're in my store, because if you go in my store, you can see all my policies are right there. Yeah. And created all of them so that anyone can find them. Because I will say, I have a shop tab on Pinterest.
Yeah.
And I didn't get approved at first because my store did not have my legal policies on it. The minute I didn't link to the policies on my site. I literally copied and pasted and posted those on my Shopify store.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure you do that, or you guys are going to get turned down. I'll just be honest. Yes. But once I did that, I think I did that, and within like 2 days, they had me approved. So,
how many digital products do you have?
Right now, I would guess maybe 20 digital products, and I probably have 10 to 15 courses.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Okay. The other thing about Shopify is that for those legal pages, they have templates. So when you're in there, you can just click a button and it will drop it all in. It's amazing. I use them, and yeah, I got approved for verified merchant status instantly, almost, just because I just did what Shopify told me. And it worked. Yeah. Okay. What is one thing you wish you had known before you made that very first printable to sell?
I wish I just would have had more confidence, honestly. I just didn't believe in myself. But as far as like the technical, I wish that for me, I wouldn't have I used a different platform. I used something called Gumroad. I wish I wouldn't have used that, because it just isn't as friendly as some of the other ones. So I wish I wouldn't have done that. I wish someone would have explained to me how great Shopify is. And maybe I would have just gone that route instead. So I feel like I spent time having to recreate stores like 2 or 3 different times to get where I am because I was using the wrong platforms and didn't understand everything about creating my own store or these different pieces of it. And wish somebody had explained this all to me up front because I knew I was going to create multiple products. So for me, it made sense because that's the route I was going. So I just wish someone would have been honest about the platforms and I had known more about where do I go to set this thing up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now we can learn from from all of your experience.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have obviously a bunch of courses. What would be the one, and we're going to go to traciefobes.com. What would be the one that you would want someone to start with if they're looking to create a digital product?
Okay. So I have this course. It's called Product Perfection. What's really interesting about this is it's literally everything you need to know, guys. And it gives you options for where to sell. I will be honest, I don't cover Etsy in this course because this is about creating and selling on your site, nothing to do with Etsy. So let's make sure you understand that. The other thing that's really cool is I have another course called Easy Printables, which is how to make a printable. When you buy Product Perfection, you get access to Easy Printables for free.
Oh.
So I give you, when you buy that, you actually get 2 courses instead of just the one. So you can go into Easy Printables and I show you how to make printables on Canva, on PicMonkey, using Google, like Google Docs or Google Sheets. I show you how to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Believe it or not, you can do that.
All right.
So that's that piece of it. And then inside the course, it's literally how do I figure out what to sell? How do I know how to price it? Where do I promote it? How do I make these gorgeous images? It's literally all the pieces of building your store. It's in there.
Oh, I love that. And you can get 25% off because Tracie gave me my own discount code.
I did.
Yeah, it's Alisa 25. So just go to Tracie Fobes with an IE for Tracie and drop that in there. So if you are watching, thank you. Let us know if you have any questions or if you want us to talk about your existing offer, your planned offer. Otherwise, we'll just talk about whatever we want to talk about.
You know, we don't ever seem to have that problem.
No.
The conversation, you know, some sort of topic. We do good with that. So
yeah, we do great. I know. Okay, so Brian says he probably needs to watch it again. There's been so much information. Completely agree. And the tip about just editing Canva templates and selling those, that was worth the price of admission today. So,
isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
I really questioned that for a long time. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going right to Canva. I am going to ask them.
Yes, that's always a good idea.
Because I'm like, there's so much. I'm like, one thing that probably drives me the most, annoys me the most online is bad information. I can't handle bad information or fake information or information that you just come up on your own because you think that's what it's supposed to be. So I go right to the source as much as I can. So I did an email Canva. And the funny thing is I emailed their support and they're like, we're going to escalate this because we're not sure. So even their support was not sure. And they escalated it to a higher person. And she was like, yes, as a pro user, here's everything you have access to. It's just you can't download exactly what you see and sell it. But if you are modifying it and editing that in any way, then you absolutely can sell it. And I see, Brian, no, you can't do it on a free Canva account. You have to have the pro account to use their templates and modify to be able to sell.
Okay, great. And then the other site, was it PLR?
It's PLR Gal.
Gal. Okay. That was what I got wrong.
I think that's it. I'm going to go double check because as I tell you guys, let me just make sure. PRL Gal.
PRL Gal.
Make sure that's the one. Oh, no, that's not it. Hold on, please.
Because we need this because I don't know.
Yeah, just a second. I got to look it up real fast.
Those of you who are watching and listening, let me know. Do you think you'll do that? Would you use your Canva account to make printables like that? Would you?
Oh, it's that. It's Alisa, it's the lrgal.com.
Okay.
That's what I was missing was the word that in the
front. Why is that not working for me? Hold on. Yeah, I can't get it to come up.
Here, I'm gonna put. I don't know if I can put it in the comments or something. I'm gonna try to put it in here. Let's see if this works.
Oh, Phoebe Moon would and it does use that.
There we go. There's her link. I put it in the comments. I don't know if people can see that or not.
That one was private chat.
It's for private chat. Here, I'm gonna go to comment.
Okay.
Here, let me go in here. I'm gonna. Oh, I'm not logged in to be able to do a comment.
Okay, let me do it. I'll do it.
I
Brian,
put in the private chat. Did you see it in private chat? Did I give that to you?
yeah, I did.
It's like my brain shuts down the month of December. I swear. It's like
there's a lot going on. Yes,
there it is.
Okay, so there it is. There.
Yes.
Give us a little teaser because you told there's a lot in that offer of yours, and please use this discount code, and you'll basically get 2 offers for one. Alisa 25 at traciefobes.com for product perfection. You did mention pricing. I feel like that is so hard.
It is, out of all the questions I get, that's the one that hangs everyone up. They don't know what to price. And so what I have in there is I have worksheets that I help you analyze what you should price it at. And it helps you go through this entire process of what everybody else is doing and have all of these factors to consider to know exactly where they came up with their pricing so you can come up with competitive pricing. Because the last thing you want to do is have somebody sells theirs for $14.99, you sell it for $9.99. Well, is that a waste of, are you losing money? Maybe you should sell it for more. Conversely, you don't want to have them sell it for $9.99, you sell it for $14.99. People are like, well, why would I pay $5 more? Yeah. So we want to make sure that we're very competitive. So that's the one thing that's in there. Another thing a lot of people get really hung up on is all the marketing. They're like, I don't know how to get sales. And so I've got a lot of different techniques. One of my favorite is my beta group. And I mentioned this before, but I also use it for a new product. Okay. I'll use a beta group to help me release a new product. So that is in there and explains how to build one, where to find them, and how to put all of that to work in creating buzz, pricing, all the different things that you need to know.
Oh, that sounds good. All right. Well, I'm going to be checking that out. Yeah. So pricing is always the big question in every market. I always feel like I'm kind of picking a number out of a hat.
Yes. It's like that. What is it? It's like throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing something sticks. That's basically what most people do when it comes to pricing. I'm just going to throw something. Let's see if it works.
Because you want that balance of, I want it to be affordable and provide more value than you're charging, but you also don't want to discount it so that it doesn't seem like it's good.
Right. And the one thing I do want to mention that keep in mind, we had a couple of you guys who were talking about going to Etsy. Your pricing on Etsy is going to be maybe different than in your store.
Oh, on your site. You raise the price?
Sometimes Etsy pricing is lower. And in order to be competitive, you have to price it accordingly on Etsy, whereas on your site, you might be able to charge a little bit different rate.
Oh, I would have charged more on Etsy because of the fees, but I can see what you mean. Like you're competing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't teach the Etsy piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
We use Etsy in a lot of our research and analysis though.
Oh.
So, but I tell people, just kind of think about that. And it just, Etsy pricing is different. So
so many great tips here. I'm very excited about this. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tracie.
Yeah. Oh, this was awesome. Good to talk about one of my favorite topics.
Yeah, love it. Love it. And this is just very timely for me. And I could tell from those in the audience that it's very timely for them as well. So let's do it. Next time we talk, I'm going to ask who has created a digital product, and I'll let you know how mine is going. So until then, you can find Tracie again at traciefobes.com. You can find my new Pinterest ads course at alisa-pinterest-ads. It's a bit.ly link. If you just want to see how it's set up, again, I use MiloTree Easy Payments. Super, super duper easy. I'm going to be checking out Tracie and all her web of software and how she makes that work, and maybe try my thing on Shopify. I don't know. But anyway, this was a lot of fun. Thank you, Tracie.
It was fun. It's one of my favorite topics, and it's one of the hidden gems in the online market that I wish more people could tap into. And it's funny that, actually saw somebody, she released a digital course, and it was a $27 product. Her launch grant, she made $12,000 selling a $27 course in her launch. So guys, there's money to be made.
Wow. Okay. On that note, let's go make some digital products. And thank you all for being here. Thanks
for having me.
We'll see you soon.